with my good friend Bruce Jingles.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for coming us. Thanks for welcoming us into your home domain,
Yes.
Ontario Improv.
The Improv.
How many shows have you performed here?
I'd say in the thousands.
In thousands?
I'd say in the thousands over the 20 plus years I've been a comedian. I started here in the first week. Matter of fact, the first week it opened was my first set. They had an amateur night, and my friend happened to work with me when I had a day job. My friend happened to work with me, was the sound guy here. His name was James, and he told me about the amateur contest, and I was the last person to get put in the contest, and the first person that went up the night of the contest.
What year was this?
I can't remember it because I say one date and somebody does research. Oh, it was this one. I'd say at least 24 years ago.
A seasoned pro.
Yes. And
what got you in it? Well, did you always know you were going to be a comedian? Like, what was the path that brought you to this space?
Honestly,
yeah,
I saw a shitty show, and I heckled the comic, and I said, I could do a better job than you. He said, go ahead, try it if you want. And then that's when I signed up for the contest.
So always take a challenge.
Yeah, like the guy doesn't even do stand up anymore. So fuck that guy. It's a true story. It was a bad show. But see, I didn't know the business at that time, so I didn't know that's bad. Being a comic, no, I know I'm an asshole, but this comic was very unprofessional about the way he went about his business on stage, toured. It was pretty much racist, and that's when I kind of started heckling back.
Oh yeah,
and I'm a mean heckler. I'm a big wrestling fan, so I go to pro wrestling all the time, and that's when you really get your heckle on. Like if you want to do stand up, really to test your shit, go to a black barbershop and try that shit there. If you can't get any laughs there, no, then you need to go back or do something. And it's the same thing with heckling. If you want to learn to heckle, go to a wrestling match. You know what I mean? Just heckle the fuck out of them. So that's how I got started in comedy. And the first time I did my first joke, I knew I was home.
Do you remember it?
No. No. I don't remember. I don't remember going up.
And you probably, if you were able to remember it or look back, all you're probably thinking is, oh, that was rough. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have used that timing, or I would have spaced it out a little bit more.
I think at that time I was like doing wrestling was huge, and and Stone Cold was huge, and I had a Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonation they used to do. What? Look at me when I'm talking to you, and that was like I think I did a joke with that because it was only had a 3 minute. We all had 3 minute sets, 5-minute sets, and so it goes by quick, but it could also be very slow. So I really don't. I just don't remember my first. I hope I never find out what it was. I don't want to see it. It's like
How long after doing that first set until you made it full time?
I think I made it full time that night.
Yeah.
I knew this is what I wanted. I knew it was what I wanted to do. By the fifth time I went up, which was here, I knew full well. But now it was finding out how to get to other gigs and meeting other comics and networking and everything, and going to LA and getting all the open mics out there. Because back then, when this place opened up, there were no open mics anywhere. And then all of a sudden, boom, open mics started, and that's when the rookie comics would come and try out their stuff to build it up and hopefully get on the stage, which has a lot of reverence with me. I don't think I think stand up has changed now to where pretty much anybody can get on stage. If you have some sort of fan base or something, yeah, you can get on stage. But do they take it seriously? I don't think so. Comedy has changed from when I started.
Mhm.
It's gotten to it's more of a popularity contest now. Well, it's always been that, because if you're not putting asses in seats, then why are you doing it? You know what I mean? If you're not gaining fans, this is why are you still doing it? And then now you're wasting the time of comics like me that are trying to come up.
It's interesting to see that how many comedians have made their name starting on YouTube or social media in this new generation. I know Andrew Schultz is one that they always reference, and everything that he did in his space, creating his own stand-ups, putting them out on YouTube instead of looking for that partner. You're 25 years into it. You actually just had your first stand-up come out, or your first special come out?
Yes, the first special that I was the star of. I was already in 3 different ones with the late Jeff Garcia.
Rest in peace.
One of my best friends, who brought me up. He was the headliner that took me under his wing, and I learned a lot from him, but I also learned what not to do from him also. And I learned a lot from him. And then when we did the 2 specials, because we did 2 specials. One was stand up, and the other one was sketch. And they both premiered the same night on Showtime. That was unheard of, never been done before by comedians. So that was a big deal. But then we didn't tour it, which I said was ridiculous. And then we started having a spat, and then I stopped. I didn't work with them anymore, because I felt that you can't grow in somebody's shadow. Nothing grows in the shadow, And then he had a big shadow, so I wanted to make my own way. So, and a lot of comics that open for major headliners, they wait for that major headliner to work instead of them working to straighten their stuff up. I chose to continue to work. So, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
So the special's out now. How can people find it?
It's on Amazon Prime. It's YouTube, and actually it's going to Roku in about a month and a half from this date, which is May. So whatever time you see it, it's on Roku now.
His Mother's Son?
Yes.
His Mother's Son?
You got the title
Amazon
right.
Prime?
Yes, he got the title.
Hey.
Yeah, it's my first full hour special. Filmed it right here, with the place I started at. It's dedicated to my late mother, who passed during the coronavirus. Me and my mother were close. We lived together. And so she became part of my act, and she became my closer, my closing joke. And she never realized how much of an impact her comedy or her character was, and how popular she was. So, like losing my mother, you go through a lot of mental and emotional anguish, and I decided, and right before we buried her, because back then it was taking like a month and a half to bury people, 2 months. I had caught I caught COVID, and I was in the hospital for 12 days. I almost died, and then I'm sitting in the hospital thinking, oh, ain't this a bitch? I haven't even buried my mother yet, and I'm fucking, so you're in isolation, so you have nothing to do, nothing but time to think. So I just decided that I was gonna, because I knew I was getting an inheritance, that I was gonna use the money to film a special. And I utilized the director of the 2 specials I was previously on with Jeff, Steve Race, and his production company, Race Films, along with his brother who produced it, Michael Race. Is that my damn phone? That's my damn phone. Said, turn off your goddamn phone. Okay.
The hecklers, man.
Yes. But Michael Race, his brother, was the producer. They helped me tremendously with the entire production. You know how it is that during the production, but imagine on full scale of an hour-long special, we had a crane and all that jazz. So you know that I forget what it's called. The sweeping camera, I guess.
Yeah, on the dolly.
That thing.
Yeah.
They had one of those. They had the bird's eye view shot. You know, so nine different cameras, 9 different camera angles. It was a major undertaking. Took all of my inheritance. Damn near went homeless making this special.
You invested in yourself, though.
Yeah.
Bet on yourself.
Yes.
No better person to bet on than yourself, huh?
Well, yeah. Well, I knew if it fucked up, I knew who to blame. You know, and I made sure not to fuck up. I learned a lot. I learned what not to do so the next time when my next special, I know what not to do ahead of time. This is my first undertaking, producing a fucking major special, and it came to fruition.
You know, what's interesting is I had this conversation with somebody when I was talking about doing some PR with you, and I said, they said, well, what's the angle? And I said, well, the angle is here's Bruce having a moment, releasing his special, and 25-year career has led to this. But in the 2 years I've known you, all you've done is put your mom first. It's named after her. She's the executive producer. You had a benefit for Jeff.
Yes.
And you brought his son on stage to be the closer and to connect with everybody. And to see that in some like the biggest moments you've had, you shift the spotlight to the people who helped you get here, which is really interesting.
Well, it needed to be. They need to be recognized. And a lot of people don't. People behind the scenes don't get recognized. The real people behind the scenes. The people that are there when shit goes wrong, or just the people that are they know you, and they're there for you. They're not just there because he's gonna be the next big thing. They're there because he's this is Bruce, and
when I came, it was about a year ago. You had your return special here, and you invited everybody out. Everybody's chanting your name. That's your brand right there.
Yeah.
I think the connections, the relationships you build personally off the stage. I see that's how we met. You were doing a special at a brewery I was working at, and afterwards we went and had a beer together, talked. You shared with me your vision. I shared with you my vision. We aligned, and I think immediately I was able to build that rapport with you. But I can imagine how.
And I'm glad to work with you. And I'm glad to work with you.
Imagine how rinse and repeat that is across the board, though. Like this whole room was filled with everybody here supporting you. And now that you're, like we said, having your moment and putting it out there, I see people advocating for you.
God, thank you.
And it all comes back to that. To like I said, that's your brand. Your brand is being you, being true to who you are. And love to learn and hear some stories about like, wait, what have you done proactively to even come out here and continue to build your brand and to develop that system out?
Just be nice. Just be funny. Be nice to people. Treat them like they need to be or want to be treated. Treat them like human beings. And I'm not saying be a pushover or anything like that, but just be nice. And too many times people are selfish, and then meaning that everybody's. You notice everybody's in a rush. Everybody's in a rush, especially on the freeways and on the roads and everything. But they're rushing to get nowhere. They're rushing to the same place, and they're not. And rushing to that same place and not giving a damn about anybody else around them. At least give a damn about the people that are in your life. You may not show it as much as you should, but at least try. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you know, I give people what I give people what they get. You know, I don't bullshit. There's too much bullshit in the world, so no time to bullshit. So I think people respect that, and I think people now are seeing, oh, they wanted to see this come to fruition. They wanted to see the special come to fruition because everybody says, yeah, I got this coming out. I got this coming out. You know, we all know that one dude that says this, you know, oh yeah, he brags about shit that ain't gonna happen, you know. But when your friends see, oh, it did happen, and it's good, you know what I mean, and it's industry standard. Like, it's not one of these, and I'm not gonna name comics names, but we've all seen these shitty. The word special has been bastardized in stand up to where specials aren't special. At least my special now has a story. It has a story. I mean, I use my inheritance to honor my mother, and she proved her all the sacrifices she made so I could have my career. Thank you. That's my way of saying thank you to her. So that's what makes my special way different than others.
Huh.
The fact that it has a story.
Now, what about your comedy style? How would you come out here and describe your comedic timing, your style, approach, everything?
Well, I'm just me. I've been called a low budget Dave Chappelle. But why am I a low budget Dave Chappelle? Because we're both black and we can speak intelligently, or we both like weed. I'm Bruce Jingles. I'm not low budget Dave Chappelle. So maybe my canter might be Chappelle-ish. I don't think so. But I've gotten comparisons to Chappelle or Richard Pryor, or there's old school comedians like AJ Jamal. I've been compared to a number of comedians. Like, one of my favorite comedians, Christopher Titus, says I'm too damn smart for my own good. Like, I'm too smart for the room sometimes, which means a lot coming from Titus. So.
Oh, it's interesting with comedy too, because I think the initial thought that people have when they think about comedians is like making people laugh. But in reality, when I go to a stand-up event, I go to stand-up all the time. I love it. Me and my wife, it's like something we've really bonded over. But I think it's more interesting to see people invested to see the way you think. And I think Dave's a great example of that. You know, he's probably the biggest one with the biggest platform of any comedian in the world. And to see that he'll go up there, you hear those stories where he'll just take a stage for 4 hours and just be talking about politics, community, life, history, and people give him that platform because they want to hear it. You know, who's that? There's in San Bernardino, they have these giant painting of him. He was like one of the first comedians, authors, influencers in the world. Back in it wasn't Roy Rogers. Maybe it wasn't Roy Rogers, but it was somebody in that ilk from the old
Gene Autry or something.
I think it was Gene Autry. No, it was somebody,
or
Roy
Tex Ritter or something like that.
One of those names. We'll look it up and we'll find it. But man, like, you hear about these stories where they would travel around the country and people would join in auditoriums just to hear how he saw the current events of the day.
Yeah, Will Rogers.
That's who it was.
Will Rogers.
Yeah.
Dave is a phenomenon. Dave is he's my favorite comic of all time. I'm happy to know him. I'm very happy to know him. And the fact that I'll give you you talk about his 4 hours TED Talks. it was a battle between him and Dane Cook at another club on Sunset, and another major comedy club on Sunset. I won't say the name of it, but it rhymes with math factory. It was a Saturday night. I was booked. I came into the club. One of my best friends came with me. He drove. We walk in the club, and I just hear, "Hey, Jingles," and I just look, and when your eyes are adjusting to the light from coming in from a bright place into a dark place, and then you have to adjust. So my eyes adjusted. Oh, it's Dave. Oh, hey, what's up? And shake hands, and he's going, "I'll see you inside." And he walks off, and my friends go, "You know Dave Chappelle?" I go, "No, he knows me because he's the one that greeted me when I came in. I didn't say, 'Hey, Jangles.' It was him saying, 'Hey, Jangles.'" And on the show, so we get to the lineup. On the show is I had me going second, and then later on there were 2 comics after that, and then they had Dane Cook and then Chappelle. At the time, Dane Cook was the face of the club, and Dane Cook comes in and says, no, we're going to change this. I'm going to close it. It's my club. I'm going to close it. And then Chappelle just looked at him and said, "Word? Okay." And we go up to start the show. I go on, great set, right? Get off. The other 2 comics come on, and then they announce Dave Chappelle. 400 people in this place stood up in unison, giving him a 5-minute standing ovation coming onto the stage. It took him another 2 minutes of claps. He did his 20 minutes, went off. But he said, "I don't normally do this, but I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette. Now, if anybody wants to come up to me and have a picture, I'll do it tonight." And he went up, and the whole place stood up like the fucking like stormtroopers and fucking
March in order.
Exactly. Dun, 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 dun. Out to see fucking Dave. Dane still had to go up.
Empty
All
crowd.
people were emptying out of the place, and I'm sitting on the second floor going a loud ass Eddie Murphy laugh, like
Just imagining Dave turn around with like a Tyrone Bigham smile.
"Got you, bitch."
Man, I was probably 7 years old when Chappelle Show came out, and that was the institution in my family. We'd watch every single episode for those 2 seasons. Well, 2.5 seasons, the Wayne Brady season.
Mm-hmm.
The Lost Tapes.
Oh, well, that's when Dave had split.
Yeah.
And that's how powerful Dave is. That people thought, "Oh, he just disappeared." No, he did not disappear. He did not do any specials or anything on air or anything like that. He didn't have to. He just took the time. But while he was off, he was going coast to coast, working out shit at the clubs. He would just pop in and do an hour. How the fuck do you pop in? Like, "Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here." Do an hour. He bumped me twice. Like, but I'm not gonna bitch about it. Like other comics bitched about it. I'm like,
"Got you, Jingles."
"Hey, Jangles, I gotta bump you right quick. I got a new special coming out. They ain't gonna like me. Nigga gotta come out the paint." And that's exactly what he said. And I was like, you know what I mean?
The floor is yours.
Game recognized game. And there are people that were people that were complaining, that comics that were complaining on the show. I go, "What the fuck are you talking about? You got bumped by Chappelle." No, not a lot of motherfuckers can say that, so you better shut up and fucking deal with it. Maybe one day you'll bump somebody, but no, I don't think, because you doing that now, I know you ain't gonna bump anybody. It's a respect, it's a hierarchy. I think new comics need to respect that. I don't think they do respect that because they don't know their comedic history, so they have no respect for it. Some comics, as far as their comedic history, it goes back to Dane Cook. Dane Cook is the second coming. Dane Cook is great, don't get me wrong, but go a little further. Like, my love of comedy isn't just, it's generational. I like all generations, like from today to vaudeville, because funny is funny. I can go as far as watching old comedy films, Bob Hope, Bob Hope and Bing Crosby,
Up in Smoke.
Up in Smoke. From that to that, that's 50 years difference. That's 50 years difference right there, from the 30s to the 70s. You know,
who's on first?
Yes, and Lucy, all forms of comedy. So I'm pretty much like a comedy encyclopedia. I know the history of comedy. That's why I respect it, and that's why I think my comedy is a little different than most people's comedy, because I know, like, seasoning. They're like how to season a joke, like to where it needs to be, to what it needs to be. Because I'm speaking about myself. I don't speak about anything I don't know.
An encyclopedia of comedy. You bring a wealth of knowledge to the table. You're definitely taking a more complex approach. What are some of the things you've done that have resonated with audience in terms of your marketing, your social media, website, podcast? Can you kind of dive into there for me?
No. Because I'd be giving out my secrets. No, I'm just kidding. I talk to people on social media. I actually talk to people. A lot of comics just post. They don't say shit, and they don't have any interaction with people. I like to interact with the fans. I like to talk to them. Like, the people run into me all the time at the bar and stuff, and I talk to them. I'll sit and talk to them. Why? Because they want that. They want that attention, and not enough people are. They're spending their money. Why can't you just give them 10 minutes or 5 minutes? At least hear what they have to say, and agree, disagree, move on. But at least you made their day. Maybe they'll make your day. It's just personable. I'm personal.
Yeah, I
Personability.
about the way I see you on Facebook, and it's like consistently coming out there and engaging the comment section, coming out there and interacting with people.
I don't
sharing a lot about wrestling and just the way you see the world.
I don't get involved in political comments, though.
No winner in there.
No, yeah. I mean, it used to be that you didn't discuss politics with anybody, and especially in a bar. But now everybody's a fucking bar school fucking political science major, because everybody knows about politics, but they don't know dick about politics. So I don't, and why jeopardize the fan base? Because
everybody knows about politics, but doesn't know anything about government.
Amen, amen. And it was a better world when we didn't know who we voted for. You know what I mean? It's nobody's business. Just like sexuality is none of our business, but everybody's in everybody's business. That's the problem.
So that's some of the ways you protect your brand. It's really interesting to think, because a comedian, you're in the IP business. This whole thing is just your IP. What you can do to protect your IP, to extend the IP, to have it resonate with people and have it amplified to as many audiences and many people as possible. What are some of the ways that you plan to continue to grow your IP and grow the brand?
Writing scripts, trying to build content. I had a podcast during the pandemic. I mishandled the engineering myself, and it went good, but there's some episodes that sound like shit. But I missed doing the podcast. But I know that with a podcast I need help, and so we're joining forces.
Oh yeah,
and the Bruce Jingles project will return, hopefully within the next 3 months, because after June I have to have surgery. So within that 3 months, I'll be home most of the time, so I can just do it from there. That'll be the best time to do it. It's time. I know enough people in my career to make it a diverse lineup of guests. I like to interview people. My original podcast had everybody on it, from pimps to political candidates to police chiefs to Hall of Fame wrestlers to actors to belt holding boxers. Everybody, because I try to make a point to know everybody instead of just knowing comics. That's what a lot of comics do too, is just hang out with comics, and I don't do that as much anymore.
I think podcast is for comedians in particular, but I think really it's like an ideal format for you to be able to showcase how you think.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this is only our 4th recording of this podcast, and after the first recording, I went to the guys and I was just at a high, and I was just like, this is amazing. I've never had a platform where I can show potential clients and audiences how I think.
Yeah.
Like, other than a one-to-one meeting, when we're having a one-to-one meeting and consultation, they can see it. My mind firing off ideas left and right, firing off concepts. But when we were in that podcast, to literally come out there and just shoot out ideas, we were with the tattoo artist. He's like, how can I grow my brand?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, buy hats. You said you just went out here, you moved locations, so your audience could expect that there's gonna be an increase in your rates.
Mm-hmm.
And that increase in your rates, if you're raising your price $20, that's $20. You can get hats for $15 a hat with your branding on it. Now somebody leaves your chair. Hey, here's a gift for you. I really want you to thanks so much for spending your time with me.
You know who you should have on your podcast is Corey Miller.
Corey would beat up 6 feet under.
Yeah, I can get him.
Yeah, let's do that.
He's a real cool dude. Matter of fact, we're in the same magazine, and I got the cover. Oh, I'm sorry. Which is impressive because they're like, Corey Miller, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like my friends are, fuck, you push Corey Miller to the side. Fuck Corey Miller. No, Corey, I'm kidding, Corey. Corey's a friend of mine. Yeah. He'd be perfect for the podcast.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do as well as now the podcast, because originally my original podcast was audio. Now that it'll be video, now I can have some of the comic book artists that I have come to know, because I'm a huge comic book nerd. Like Bill Sienkiewicz or Dennis Cowan. Dennis Cowan created Static from Static Shock. So these are like
heavy hitters.
Yeah, these are not, these aren't like stick figure shit. This is like, these are big deals. So they need to be, their work needs to be seen.
Yeah, let's bring it in. That'll be really cool, because I know we've talked about it in the past. We've talked about being able to, once the podcast is successful, even bring it on air to make it a radio show.
Mm.
I think, thank you for growing with me and for having the patience to see my company and my team grow. And now that our capacity can meet the goals that you have, I think it's gonna be a perfect marriage.
Well, I see. I believe in work, and I see that you work, and I'm like, okay, then I'll go with it. Because in this business, I'm surprised. I had a battle with cancer like 3 years ago, but I'm surprised I never got colon cancer because all the smoke being blown up my ass from everybody, like, saying all these empty promises and shit, and you fulfilled, you said what you were gonna do, but more importantly, you built up your brand first, and then you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't go in half-ass, and that I appreciated that. So we
appreciate
both
that.
had to grow separately to come together.
Yeah, I love it, man. So we're here at the Ontario Improv. This is, like we mentioned, your home arena.
Yes.
I saw a post that you had the other day that you haven't, one of your biggest goals in your comedy career.
Comedy? Your comedy?
In
My
your comedy
comedy
career is to host it.
Your biggest goals in your comedy career. Comedy.
But you want to headline this place 3 days in a row, a whole weekend, right?
Yeah, I want to do it from Thursday to, because the traditional weekend for headliners is Thursday to Sunday. Thursday and Friday, one show, or Thursday, one show, Friday, 2 shows, and then Saturday, 2 shows, 1 show Sunday. I've done Friday and Saturday, never had the full thing. I would like to to at least have it. I think I can pack it, and I challenge the booking department at the Improv. My man Cyrus booked me for the weekend. Holmes, you know I always work for you or work hard for you guys. I even did my special here and even made my name into the improv font.
That's what I was gonna say. When you had your special, I thought it said Bruce Jingles behind.
It did. It did. And which is something that has never been done before in the history of the Improv, that somebody changed the thing. Like, you know what I mean? But kept it with the font.
With the inspiration, yeah.
I challenge him. I think I can give me an off weekend. Give me a weekend that you think is going to be shitty, and see what I can do. Yeah,
they're gonna come out here and be like, "All right, you got the weekend of the 31st in February, Bruce. It's all you."
Well, I know. See, I'm not stupid. See, I know that there is no 31st in February. I would tell them, go fuck yourself. But no, but
we need to do that, and we need to tie it in with like a Jingles Fest.
Yes.
And we have a full festival out here in the Ontario Mills parking lot or one of the facilities they have in the mall, and do a full Jingles Fest weekend.
You act like I have money for that shit. They're not going to do that.
I saw that recently. I think it was called like Vodka Fest, and it was the Renee Vodka.
Well, Renee is the little...
He's got some cartel money or something.
Yeah, he's got something, dude. I didn't say. I didn't.
I don't know nothing. I only know him from social media.
But I need.
I saw there was a Ferris wheel there. I saw that there was a full. It was right here in Ontario, 100 feet from where we're at right now.
Well, let's get heavy sponsorship and let's get it together. That's your department, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, we'll
marketing. Ha ha. There you go.
Yeah.
And it's cool that I actually have a team now. Kind of cool. You know, it doesn't give me hood status, but you know, hey, I got a team. Nigga, I got a team too, nigga. 5 Trey, some down the road from the Taco Bell gangsters, all this shit.
So you worked with me. We're going to be wrapping it up right now, but you worked with me for a couple clients before. We've done some comedy-based videos, really try to bring some laughter and some ability to go viral for some of these clients. I want to do that more. I want to come out there and work, especially with local brands. If you're in Claremont, Montclair, Upland, Ontario, Rancho Cucamonga, Bruce's hometown of like Almani, right?
Yes.
If you're in anywhere down here in Southern California and you want to
except Barstow.
Except Barstow. If you want to bring some comedy to your videos, if you want to tap into Bruce's network, you got over 100,000 followers across your social accounts. You just had a video hit over 10 million views.
Yes, that's crazy.
So
in a month,
tapping into your likeness, but also just tapping into your brain and your mind. I know that's one of the ways we position it. Hey, we talk to an insurance agent. Let's do some videos that are like the Allstate commercials, the chaos, where maybe they're highlighting something chaotic, and then Bruce comes and he's like, "Hey, our farmers will take care of you. You don't have to deal with your porch burning down on Father's Day.
You rent a home, but it turns out to be a meth lab." And then, hey, I told you not to get those, but you better be glad you got Allstate. Or, you know what I mean? Make it, at least with internet commercials now, you don't have the restraints of TV commercials or radio commercials. You can pretty much get away with it if it's clever enough, I think. And that's where Marm Media comes in.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad to be a part of that.
I'm glad to have you here. Thanks for having us in your home. And
no, thank you. Thank
you.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Michael. You're a good man. You're a sexy man. And a powerful man.
And we got the melting. We got the melting of the minds here too. Shout out to Yada did that. Our man behind the camera. We'll give him a shout out.
Yada.
And then we got Oscar over here. Oscar, what's your brand?
Ooh,
Mama's Biscuits.
You can cook. You cook. Ooh, damn. If you named them Mama's Biscuits, you better be good, goddamn it. Can you make hot water cornbread? Oh, we're going to talk. We were talking after. All right, cut. That's it. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
It's a wrap.